Hey boys, welcome back to some more Nrl Supercoach. It's going to be the round 12 preview, and we've got a fair bit to discuss and to decide upon. Overall the team is shaping up pretty nicely. The bye situation is pretty okay. We'll have another quick look. I know I did it. I feel like I've done it in the last couple of videos, but it's just a good idea. This time of year, we're getting into. It's the tricky part of the season. The buys, Origin. There's a lot of moving pieces and potential outs and ins. So it's good to just keep, reminding yourself like what numbers you've got, because you don't want to be caught short. I mean, I think I said it in one of the other videos, but like usually. Obviously, the 3 buys, there's typically 2 buys. Most years, there's 2 buys that you're like pretty well covered in. And then one of the buys, or, the major buys, there's one of the major 3 buys that you're a little bit lacking in. Now, again, we'll have a quick look. I think it's probably round 19 that looks the tricky one. But yeah, the thing about it is that you want to find a balance between going hard and, maybe giving up one of those buys. Because, you definitely don't want to bring in a bunch of sort of just mid players just to cover a buy that you're going to have to trade out after they've done their job. Obviously, depending on trades, if you've somehow saved trades this year, which is, if you have, you're in a good spot. But for people like me that have used, I haven't used max trades, but I've used a lot of trades, so I can't really afford to be bringing in guys that are just sort of placeholders for a couple of weeks and then pushing them out. So let's get into what we're thinking. So originally the dummy halves, I keep mentioning that Jeremy Marshall-King is like the one dummy half that is sort of, he's a potential, but the thing I sort of just realized is that, again, we definitely do not need more numbers for round 13. Obviously, Marshall-King covers 16 and 19, which is nice, but I just feel like there's no reason to bring Marshall-King in for round 13. I'm going to have plenty of numbers, and, Marshall-King can go big, but he's not a real high ceiling player. Dummy halves, unless it's Harry Grant, they're not going 120 plus, really, if we're being honest. Let's have a quick look at Marshall-King here. I think, he's had some okay scores for sure, but there's nothing too crazy with his scoring. He's 720k, he's coming off an 80. I guess the point to bring him in now is that he is at a pretty okay price. He's about to make some cash, but, taking on the Warriors, the resurgent Warriors, scores, they've been pretty good. He's got an 80, 70, 79, 70, 81. He's been consistent. The lowest score was against the Bronx, 42. He's actually been pretty good this year with like injuries as well. Usually he's he's made of paper, so he's pretty fragile, but he's actually done a pretty good job of staying fit. But yeah, he obviously covers 13. Doesn't play 14 though. So honestly, I'm thinking with Marshall-King, if I can speak, if I want to bring him in round 15. Or even round 16. He covers 16, 17, misses 18, and then he plays 19, 20, which is really good. Like, it is really nice cover. So I don't hate the potential of bringing him in for like round 15, 16, but I definitely don't have to do it for round 13. So that's fine in my books. Dummy halves. And that's the thing. I'm still very undecided if I even want to go him. Obviously, we'll find out if Robson is going to make the Blues team. If I'm honest, I'm hoping he doesn't, because then it would be a perfect trade getting Robson to play round 13 and round 14, in fact, and then I could trade him to Marshall-King in round 15 for probably just the rest of the season, honestly. But I doubt. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know what's going to happen if Robson's going to get picked. Are they going to go with Appy? Is it going to be like a McInnes on the bench? Who knows? We don't know what's going to happen with the Blues side. The front row forwards, so I've talked about it a bit. The only front rower that I'm really chasing is really Nrl Blake. Again, we'll have a quick squiz. I think the front row is like, it is pretty shocking. Tommy Hazelton is like the one guy that just fucking, he's looking good, dude. He's looking damn good, but I'm not paying $640 for Tommy Hazelton. Nrl Blake obviously coming off a 37, which is very nice. He's now got a big break even and the 37 in his rolling average. He doesn't play round 13, so, I mean, again, looking for the future. If we can pick up Nrl Blake in round 14, he's still going to be expensive, so we probably won't bring him up in round 14, maybe 15 or 16, more likely, if we've got the cash to play with. Because I'm gonna be spending the money. I do have a lot in the bank, but I am gonna be spending up some big guns. But yeah, round 15, 16 would be nice. He plays 17. He does miss 19. So the Warriors aren't the best for the major buys, which is a bit annoying because generally the Warriors are great for the buys. He's not bad. He plays 16, 17, and he plays 20 on the backup. And obviously, if you're bringing in Nrl Blake, he's going to be a keeper till the end. That's fine. But yeah, any other front rowers? Like, honestly, we'll look at teams because the teams are important. Obviously, Dolphins are high priority. Broncos not really. The doggies are good, but obviously I've got plenty of dogs. I'm not going more dog front rowers, so that's fine. Cowboys, there's no one of interest other than like Cotter, but obviously Cotter's playing Origin. So yeah, the Dolphins. Who have we even got? I mean Nichols. No, I mean he's at 524k. He's actually going pretty well this year, but scoring tries and just. Yeah, I'm not keen. Josh Kerr as well, I don't think's worth the trade. Kenny Robbins, Jesse Bromwich, no thank you. So yeah, there is no Dolphin front rowers that I want. Dragons, I mean, yeah, there's just no one. There's really not. Let's look at, I mean, the Tigers, I know the one Tigers player I'm going to look at. There's fucking Jai Arrow with his... He scored 53. There you go. He's back into it. Josh Papali'i. I thought maybe at one point you could maybe get him for like a really cheap price. He is very cheap, but yeah, he's past it. He's past it. You don't even be silly. I mean, Joey Tarpany is 570,000. Oh my word. I just don't think it's worth it. I mean, he's got a 70. He's going to lose more money this week. It's crazy. Like, Tarpany's been a guy I've started in my team for like the last probably like 4 or 5 years. Like, I feel like I've always started with Tarpany as that really solid front row forward. You know, pretty good ceiling on him. He's got good base. And then he always, you know, not playing Origin and stuff, being a Kiwi, he's been great. But this year, for whatever reason, I mean, thankfully I didn't start with him. For some reason, I just didn't even think about starting with him. But he's gone just backwards. Like, I don't even know what's happened. Like, the minutes are probably better than they were last year. I think he's just not, like, he's not offloading. He's not really tackle busting. So, yeah, the Raiders are actually pretty good for the first 2 buys, but there's no incentive. Like, let's have a look. Like 2024, even that, like 54 minutes, 45, 44, 52, right? Averaging like 50 basically. It's not great, but the minutes are there to an extent. What was like 2023? Let's just have a quick squeeze at like those 45-minute games. So, yeah, I mean, look at that. Fucking 50 minutes, 57, fair enough. 47, 64, 46, 63, 56, 67, 49, 61. Like, the scores are just they're so down. Yeah, I don't know. Just the offloading's gone for Joey Tarps. Roosters, we got too many Roosters as is. Looking to maybe get a couple more. Manly, there's no one doing. I mean, I'm probably wasting too much time in the front row. Let's just go to the Tigers and Fainu. I mean, obviously I'm not going Fainu yet, but Fainu, thankfully, I mean, he's got like a 44 break even. He's coming off a lesser game last start. It's honestly, it could be perfect. Like I don't know. Maybe he's a bit of a trap. His scores are not good, but I still feel like he's got really good value in round 14. I still feel like I'm going to pick up Fainu in round 14. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'll be like, you know what? He's not worth picking up just with what he's dishing out. But he's a dual center, not center, second row forward, front row forward, which is lovely. And he'll play 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. He plays like the rest of the season. This is great. But I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, honestly, it's just Nrl Blake at some point. Preferably all things going well in round 15, 16. We'll see how we go. And then Fainu potentially. But I don't know. Again, is he actually worth getting? Maybe. Because what we could do, like, looking at the trade outs, I mean, Sam Hughes obviously more his price, but I probably want to keep Sam Hughes for the first couple of buys. I don't know. Well, it's probably not that big a deal, especially Fainu. The Nrl Blake trade in, I think, will be important if we can do it, but yeah, we'll see. The back row. I mean, like I said, I just don't think. I've seen a little bit about like Angus Crichton being a trade out over Origin, and I didn't really give it much thought. But honestly, I'm starting to maybe lean into that a little bit, because if you look at the Roosters, if this is all. If he plays Origin, he might not. I mean, I'll be a little shocked if he doesn't, but he might not. So we'll just say he does. He'll miss 13, and they don't play 14. So he misses 13, 14. He'll miss 16. Depending on backup, maybe he backs up in 17. Maybe it's reduced minutes. Then he doesn't play 19 with the bye anyway. So he'll miss a fair chunk of games. I don't know. Do you trade out Crichton? He'll be at such a crate. Like, he'll probably lose money this week. Well, maybe. He could bang out another fucking 150. But, he's going to be that anywhere from 850 to 900k. Like, he's going to be a very, very nice price. Maybe you do trade him out. I think the rest of my guys, again, I'm just going to sit on it and wait to see how it goes. Because, obviously, the guys I was keen on... I mean, Connolly Lemuelu for, he was one, but, I mean, he's been named on the bench again. Again, I wouldn't be shocked to see him start. I think he will. Also, Jacob Preston is named on the bench again, which is like, I really want Preston, but if he's named on the bench again, I don't know. I don't think I can pick him up. I just think it's a bit of a nightmare. But yeah, the back row, just, I mean, Hudson Young obviously banged out a big one, but he's not been great this year. I mean, who knows? Maybe he makes Origin. Ola Kawatu, I mean, surely he makes Origin. Like, come on. As a Queenslander, I am fucking hoping they don't pick Hamoli, but surely he gets picked. Going down the list, I mean, Dylan Lucas should have picked him up in the centre wing. Who would have known he would have played so many games, like playing 80 minutes on the edge. But yeah, just one of those ones that sort of got slipped through, just not having the certainty around his minutes. Zaya Papali'i, he's gone back. So yeah, he's He's gone back to the edge. Actually, he didn't actually make money. That's right. I remember him coming off that big score. I thought he made money, but no. How did he not? What happened? Oh no, he made. Okay, yeah, he made a little bit of money, but obviously he's got a really low break even now. But yeah, he's back to the edge, and I don't know. Again, you'll have to wait till after the first buy. He will have made enough money to be a little bit too expensive, I think, for what he'll dish up. Keon Kalamatangi, I don't think it's worth it. Yeah, there's definitely a couple of guys of interest, but they're not really. I mean, Britton Nickera, I'm not that keen on at the moment. What are the Sharkies buy schedule even like? He's got a high break even as well. So yeah, they play 13, 14, and they play 19, which is handy. They don't play 16, but that's fine. Well, actually, there was another guy that popped up. I mean, Maxi Plath is a guy to, like I said, maybe we'll see how he goes. You could, again, maybe a Plath. Well, probably not. I was thinking maybe you pick him up in like a round 15, round 16. Although I think they got the buy in round 15, maybe like 16 to plug in for the other two buys. But yeah, the thing with Plath is that he probably will lose a bit of cash, but if he's going to lose more cash, you're not going to want to bring him in. And if he's going to play big minutes and score well, he's going to make more money. So it's probably not worth bringing him in at the end of the day. I don't know. We'll see. Max Plath is he's still one on the radar, but not that important. Obviously, Jacob Preston, he's the big one. Fuck, he's on the goddamn bench. I mean, it's a bit of a weird. Well, yeah. So obviously, Kurt Mann has been. I don't know if he got injured or he must have picked up a niggle. I don't know. He got cut in the 24-hour mail. So Josh Curran is going to start at lock, and obviously Salmon's on the edge. Now again, fuck the way they do the team. I'm not going to be shocked if Preston starts and Salmon moves to lock and Curran back to the bench. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. But again, like, I don't need to pick up Preston this week. He's got a 78 break even. Hopefully he'll lose a bit more cash, but it's going to be so annoying. Like, if that happens like every week and Preston's like on the bench and then it's a late switch, like you could take the punt, but it's going to be a pain. That's for sure. But I would like him. White is actually, I mean, he's starting at lock. Again, I don't know if this is what's going to happen come game day, but I don't know. You can keep an eye on him. I got too many Roosters. I shouldn't even look at White. He could turn into, I mean, fuck, I don't know. If he actually starts killing it a lock and plays big minutes, you could have a look at him. He's 350k, but probably not. Too many Roosters players that could pose an issue. Brycey Cartwright, he's back on the bench. He was a guy I was somewhat keen on, but yeah, just fucking the uncertainty. I mean, Jacob Host has got the edge spot back, but he's never been relevant, so I wouldn't stress about him. Connolly there, again on the bench, but I think he will start. I don't know if he's worth picking up at this point. Heilum Lukey, I don't think I can go back to Lukey. I don't think he's going to get. Yeah, I think they're going to ease him, and just the injury concern, it's just a bit too much. I mean, Scotty Sorensen is actually he's a watch as well. Fuck, he's at a pretty good price. He's probably going to lose more cash. I mean, he was a genuine keeper last year, but obviously the injuries this year, he hasn't really strung any games together. He doesn't play many. He only plays 13, 14. So you gotta pick him up like on a whim, and then he doesn't even play 16 or 19. So it's a bit how you going. That's the back row. Like I said, I think I'm just gonna I think I'm just going to sit on the plotters like fucking Lane and Smithies. I'm just going to sit on till after the first bye. Because again, there's no back rower that's like you have to have this guy in that's going to go 100 plus. Like, someone will, but it's not like there's any guy that's an absolute standout at the moment in my mind. So I think just hold them, wait to see how it goes with minutes. Hopefully one of those guys scores well, but yeah, we'll see about that. The halfbacks, oh, here we go. I know I looked at this previously, and I still don't know. You know what? We'll get back to the halfbacks because it's a yeah. There's a bit to think about. The fullbacks, it's fine. Well, the fullbacks sort of tie into the centre wing. So Taylor May, he's got to go. He's got to go. There's no if and buts about it. Taylor May is gone. So that is one. It's one easy trade out I can make this week. So we can bring in anybody, and I got to be honest, I think it's Joey Manu. Now again, I don't like. This is the thing, Joey Manu. Generally, he is a must trade in because he'll be playing fullback this time of the year. I don't know what's going to happen. Again, I'm so 50-50 on if it's going to be Edwards or Tedesco. Again, I think it probably should be Edwards, but like, are they really going to drop Tedesco, their captain of the last like few years? Like, he's been in actually good form this year as well. Tedesco's been playing better this year than he did last year. So I sort of, I don't know. So you're picking Joey Manu as a centre, which in previous years, like, he was always good. He was always good enough at centre, but he was never like consistently great. But this year he's been phenomenal at centre. Like, his scores are fucking great. But, like, take out that 122 game, he's gone fucking crazy at centre. Like, he's roaming a lot more. The Roosters obviously cover the buys pretty well. They don't play 14, so again, you got to be a little careful. They got to be careful in round 14. But yeah, there could be some guys we trade out in round 14. Like, yeah, I don't know, maybe I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, they cover it nicely. Obviously, as a keeper to the end. But let's fucking 2023. Like, I just want to see like the start of the season, pretty much. Like, he obviously had big games. I guess he missed a few games here and there. But yeah, he just had like way more like low scores. And this is like Manu for the last few years. He obviously had those 90s, he had the tons, but he had a lot of like 40s and 50s and 30s. It was just when he went to fullback, it was like, okay, you've got to pick him up. Like, he's an absolute lock to go massive. But I don't know, this year he's been really, really good. I think he is the pick of the bunch. I mean, don't get me wrong, I really like the Zach Lomax pickup as well. If we look at Lomax, how do the Dragons cover again? I know I keep looking at it, but I just forget. So they've got Penrith in the first bye, which is actually really good. Oh, fuck, that's right. I'm not going to go... Brother, I fucking keep doing this. I keep looking at Lomax, and then I keep remembering that, oh, wait, Lomax is like a sniff for Origin, and he might not even play fucking the buys. So, no, I'm not going to go Lomax. If he doesn't make Origin, I think he's like a really, really good pickup. But, well, is he? Yeah, he probably is. I mean, he plays 13, 14... doesn't play 16, 17, 18, 19, misses 20. I would like to get him in. Probably. Again, like I said, I don't need more numbers for round 13, but if there is a guy that's going to be like a keeper and he's going to play round 13, obviously I'm gonna go him. But yeah, I'm gonna wait on Lomax. What was his break even? Okay, so he's got a high break even. He might hit it against the Doggies. I wouldn't be shocked, but hopefully he does lose a bit of cash, and then we'll know what's going to happen with Origin next week. Ruben Garrick, like I said, I'm fading Garrick. Could be the wrong decision, but that's what I'm doing. It doesn't play round 13 anyway. I mean, like I said, ideally, I want to pick Garrick. Fuck, I'm looking to get Manu, fucking Lomax, Garrick. Garrick, I would love to pick up in round, I mean, depending on price, like 15 would be ideal. He plays 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, and then he's fucking golden. I would like to do that. But I mean, look at so this is the thing that's tricky though, right? So obviously Taylor May's a trade out. Blaze to Lungy, I mean, originally we're like, oh, hopefully he makes a bit more cash. I mean, as it is, like, fuck, I don't know if he'll keep the fullback spot. You would assume Gutherson would go to fullback when he's back, but you never know. Maybe they play Gutherson in the centres just to strengthen the defensive work. I don't know. Or at least Talangi would go to centre when Gutherson's back, potentially. He's killing it, though, so you can't trade him out. Jacob Gagai has to go, but obviously, unless he scores a big one this week, he's going to make some good cash, but it's going to be very expensive to get Gagai up to a gun. Armstrong, I mean, very similar to Talangi. I mean, you're not going to look to trade Armstrong out the way he's going. Jacob Kiraz, obviously he's killing it. Dom Young, I mean, he's killing it. And then, I mean, honestly, Val Holmes is maybe the guy that I fucking trade out. Like, I know I didn't do it last year, and it paid off beautifully, but is it really going to happen again that you hold Holmes and he scores his biggest scores, like, in the backup games after Origin, the exact same as last year? I don't know. I mean, maybe. The Cowboys, fucking, I just don't know. But if I'm looking at it, it probably is like Taylor May this week. Gagai has got to go. And then maybe you do trade out Holmes for another keeper. I don't know. We're going to be stacked in the center wing, but it's a matter of like, who are you trading out for these guys? So yeah, I don't know. Maybe Lomax isn't really that priority with the center wings I've got, honestly. But yeah, Ruben Garrick, like I said, yeah, I think Ruben Garrick definitely in that round 15 would be ideal. I just think so. Jermaine Asako, this is one of those ones that I was talking about. Obviously, he's got a massive break here, 166. There's a 4% chance of hitting it. Come on, man. That's a bit... oh, man, that's a bit too high. 4% chance? Come on, bro. He's going big, but he hasn't got 160. Fucking hell. He got 150. But yeah, Azarko, I don't know why I exited, but Azarko is one of those guys I was talking about that he obviously plays round 13, but I'm not going to look to pick him up in round 13 because I've got the numbers. I don't hate picking him up in like... He doesn't play 14, so that's, again, the other reason why I wouldn't want to get him in 13 anyway. Pick him up in like 15 or 16, maybe. I don't know. Like the Dolphins do cover so well though. After 14, they play 15, 16, 17. Don't play 18, but that's fine. And then 19, 20. It is against Penrith in 20, which is tough. But yeah, I don't know. Again, there's so many centre wings, but I'm like, who am I trading out for him? And then going down the list. Is there anyone else? I don't know. You could go with a pod like fucking Isaac Tungo is 525,000. I mean, he hasn't been going well without Cleary in the side. Taking on the Sharks this week, you know, a decent size break even. I don't know. I don't know if I could go Tungo though. I don't think I could. Don't hate it, but I don't think so. Ewan Aiken. Fuck, I didn't realize Ewan Aiken was dual center wing still. he's dual center wing fucking tour F. I mean, he's a little bit too expensive, I think, for what it is. Like, I'd just rather go with these high upside guys, but yeah. I mean, and then you'll fucking tell us how cooler. So he... Obviously, I'm not picking him up this week, but he looked really good, looked really involved. Again, ideally, like, all things going well, you'd pick him up in, like, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. that would be great. If he's still playing fullback, though, we don't know. I would like to get more info on like how long Tommy is out for. But if you could get him in like 15 for like not that much more money, he's obviously going to make some good coin, but he'd be great. Like, but again, there's so many fucking options. So yeah, for now, well, yeah, I do have to trade one, and I think it is just Joey Manu. Yeah, I think it's the play, because he's not even. He is expensive. I faded him. I faded him when he played that one game of fullback, because it was like, okay, he's playing one game of fullback, then he's going to go back to center and hopefully lose some cash. He just hasn't. He just keeps going up in price because he keeps scoring well. And now he's only got a 77 break even, so he's probably going to make more money now. So I think he is the trade in. I just think it is. And I mean, honestly, he's only 20% owned. He's not actually like, I mean, it's pretty high ownership, but it's not obscenely high. So yeah, Joey Manu in for Taylor May. I mean, it's a big trade. I mean, that automatically makes my center wing like disgustingly good. Really, really strong. And then the question, the other thing I didn't even remember to do was look at the fullbacks, because obviously I could go a fullback, but again, I think Manu is the play. I think Manu is the play this week. Obviously, I mean, let's have a look at the fullbacks. I know the one guy people are like scrambling to, and it's Dylan Edwards, but I'm just I mean, yeah, of course, if Edwards doesn't play Origin, then yeah, the people that picked Edwards up a couple of weeks ago are loving life, because he is absolutely killing it. But I can't go Edwards now. Like he's 940k. I mean, I can afford him, but I'm not going to go him. He's got a 96 break even. Like, surely he loses a bit of cash, and then I don't know, he could be 18th man. Like, he might not get picked, but he could be 18th man, right? Like, they got to pick someone an 18th man, and he's not a bad little shout for it. So yeah, I can't go Edwards. Other fullbacks, obviously Tommy's injured. Tedesco, I mean, same thing with Edwards. Like, if Tedesco, it's gonna be, if Edwards does get named and Tedesco misses out, are you gonna try to bring in Tedesco? I don't know. Again, I'll probably have too many Roosters players, so I shouldn't. But it will be tempting. Other fullbacks, obviously Pappy's injured. Chance, no. I mean, it'd be nice if Chance plays 3 more games. Well, he's probably going to stuff up, because the next time they do the positional updates, Chance will probably be back to fullback, so he probably won't get the dual 5'8" fullback, unfortunately. Latrell Mitchell, I mean, yeah, I am keen on Latrell, I gotta be honest, but again, like, I know he sort of ruled himself out of Origin, but I know people are like now talking about him playing Origin, so I wouldn't go him this week, and he doesn't play round 13 anyway. If he doesn't make Origin, he would actually be a great trade in round 14 against the Titans, then 15, 16, 18, 19, 20. That'd be pretty good for Latrell. But yeah, that's the fullbacks. I mean, it's Dylan Edwards. And that's the thing. I mean, it's like the conundrum with the center wing. Like, Edwards probably is that guy that you have to bring in if he doesn't make Origin. But like, yeah, I don't know. Who do you trade? Maybe you do trade fucking just get rid of Val Holmes. Get rid of your sort of one of your highest scoring guys that, you know, is going to play Origin. Maybe that is just it probably is the better decision this year, because last year there was just, I don't know, there were more issues with the team that I needed to, or just more pressing trades. I was like, I don't need to trade Holmes out, but yeah, I think that's what we're looking at doing. And then, okay, let's go to the fucking halfback. So Okay, I mean, Luke Brooks, he's got to go, obviously. It's just a matter of, do I trade him? Oh, excuse me. Excuse me. It's been a long day, dude. But do I trade Brooks or do I trade Brooks now, or do I hold off? Because obviously, Jerome Hughes is back. So Jerome Hughes is back, right? Hughes is back, but he doesn't play round 13. So it's like, do you really trade in Hughes this week and then he's on the bye? Again, it's not the biggest deal, but I think, I guess the point is that there's no reason to go Hughes because he's 700k. He's got a big break even. Again, he could hit it, but he's probably less likely to hit it than hit it. So he'll lose cash and Luke Brooks lose cash. They don't play the bye, and then I can trade Brooks to Hughes in round 14 because he plays. Go down here. Yeah, he plays 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, misses 19, plays 20. Like, he'll be a very good pickup, and he'll be a pretty good price as well. Obviously, you could go Matty Burden, but same thing with Origin. And also, I don't know, just something about Burden, I don't know. Something about him, I just don't want to go with Matt Burden, even though he's killing it. I don't know, something about him, I just don't want to go him. Going down the list, obviously Sammy Walker is the other guy, the other big one. I got too many Roosters, man. I just don't think I can go Sam or Walker. The biggest issue with Walker, like I keep saying, is that he is a great buy number because he's got the ceiling. He can go low, but he can't go monstrous. He's gone pretty shit the whole year. He's only got like 2 good scores. One of them is like phenomenal, but like the rest of the scores are like pretty trash, if we're being honest. I mean, was it a tough start to the year? I guess. I mean, Broncos, Penrith, but Manly, Rabbitohs, I don't know. I guess he only played 47 minutes in that Rabbitohs game. The biggest fucking danger, though, is that they take on Cowboys in round 13, which is like it's such a juicy matchup, and they play Dogs and Tigers in the next bye. How many? Well, we'll look at this after. We'll look at like numbers for round 14 after we talk about the halves, because the other guy that I am actually like I am firming towards. He's actually, we'll swing Brown up to halfback for now because he's a 5'8". I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. It is Tyron Wishart. I'm actually really tempted to go Wishart. -7 break even. That's not the main reason I'm going him. It's not necessarily about the money. It's actually like the point scoring. I actually think he'll be like a really good scorer over his time. Obviously, with Munster being out for like a good chunk now, Wishart has got the spot locked in with Hughes, and he's a ball runner. Like, he's a ball runner. He's got great base. The 80-minute games he's had, 80 minutes, 84 points. Obviously, attack in that one. 46, 56, 80 minutes, 85, 80 minutes, 40. And you might be like, 40 points in 80 minutes. But, I mean, it's pretty much all in base, that one. And the base was down because there were so many points. He just didn't really get involved in it was all like through Harry Grant and fucking Fa'alongo and Katoa. So he didn't really see too much of the attack on his side. But I think he's a really good play. And like the difference with going Wishart is that I would go this week instead of waiting, right? Because Brooks is going to lose money. Wishart is going to make a bunch of cash, so I would go Wishart this week. Whereas if I was going to go Hughes, I would wait until after the bye. That's sort of the conundrum. And the other factor here is that Wishart, if I bring in Wishart, I am going to have to trade him out, obviously, right? He is going to have to be traded out at some point to probably Cleary, I guess, when he's back. If I go Jerome Hughes, there is a thought that maybe when you trade in Hughes, he could be your second halfback for the rest of the season. But if Cleary comes back, like, I don't know. I mean, Cleary is still the best second. He's the second best halfback and probably second best Supercoach player in the game still. So there is the thought that you could go Hughes for the rest of the season, but it would be very difficult not to try and get Cleary back when he is back for the back end of the season. Back. But so you're probably going to be trading twice anyway. And I just like Wishart. Like, looking at his other 80-minute games, he's been good. Like, he's been damn good. 40 points. They're pretty sporadic. 78 points. Like, he hasn't really got a good run at like a position, but I like him. I like him a lot. I'm pretty tempted. I am pretty tempted. And the thing is, like, the money isn't important, but it is like it is a thing, right? Because if I'm wanting to trade in like fucking Dylan Edwards next week, or if I'm wanting to go Lomax, or if I'm wanting to go another one of these guns, or Garrick in a few weeks, like, I'm gonna need money. I'm gonna need to downgrade somebody, and it's not a big downgrade, but I'm not spending like the rest of my cash to go up to Jerome Hughes. So I do like the I think for me, the half situation, it's either wait after the bye and get Jerome Hughes. And obviously the danger is that Hughes doesn't come back really fit and he's looking a little 50-50, like he's not really running the ball as much, maybe his scoring's down. So that's one of the concerns as well if you wait on Hughes, like he might not be 100% fit. Or I go early and just trade Brooks to Wishart. Obviously, he doesn't play the first bye, but that's fine. We don't need numbers anyway, so I don't mind that either. Cody Nikorima, no. So, tough little decision, but I don't mind it. So let's, that's pretty much all we're going to do with trades this week. There's nothing else I'm that pressed to do. So it's either only doing one trade or we're going to do two. Obviously, we keep trading. I know I keep saying I'm going to save trades. We are going to save trades because we are set up pretty well for the first buy. But, let's have a look. We'll do sit starts first off. So, obviously, Armstrong can go out for Joey Manu. Dylan Brown, Nico Hines can come in, obviously. The back row, Crichton, Katoa, Fermor. I mean, fucking Fermor has been good, dude. Robson, Terrell May, Josh Curran. It is what it is. Our reserves, so I mean, Armstrong's not playing. Kale, Ero, Sharky. It's not a great matchup against Penrith, but I don't know. I mean, his base is still really good. He'll be up against Tungo? Yeah, he'll be up against Tungo, who honestly I think is a pretty shit defender, Isaac Tungo. Obviously very good attacking-wise, but Ero could find some space. I don't mind playing Ero if we have to. Blaze Stangi, obviously we're going to play. Then we are not fucking playing Luke Brooks. Get the fuck out of here, bruh. I mean, we're not skimping for numbers, but we're cutting it a little bit finer, obviously, with having 3 players on the bye and two good playable options every week. Obviously, we still got Smithy, we still got Lane we can play. Honestly, Galvin, who do they take on? I mean, fuck, you play Galvin. And then, it's probably out of Sean Lane or Smithies. Sean Lane coming up against the Rabbitohs. Obviously, I'm a bit worried about the minutes. Canberra against the Roosters. It's a bit of a tricky one. Obviously, the other thing, if I brought in Wishart, I would play Wishart. I think he's a pretty playable option in a week like this. So we'll put on Lane for now. But honestly, if I bring in Wishart, I probably will play him over Sean Lane. But that, I mean, it's still pretty good. So let's look at captain, vice captains, and then we will look at. You know what? No, I will. Actually, no, we will. We will. I was gonna say I'll do like a separate video. I probably will. Fuck, I keep saying will. Holy shit! It's just it's in my head. I can't stop saying it. But I can't stop saying it. I'm gonna say it again. There's no other word I can use. But I'm going to make another video, like a separate video talking more about buys and stuff, probably next week. I'm going to still do like what we got numbers wise. We'll go through it quickly at the back end here and discuss what we're looking like for numbers. But captain, vice captain. So Nico Hines, fucking captaincy every week apparently. He's taking on Penrith, which I don't know. Penrith, they're looking a little bit vulnerable, I would say. I'm expecting a bounce back, and yeah, defensively they'll probably be better, but I still don't mind Nico as captain. We definitely have some okay vice captains in this one, so I mean, fuck, you got doggies against Dragons, like fucking Kiraz is still very tempting as vice captain. Cowboys though against the Tigers, I mean, come on, it's got you gotta have. I don't know. You gotta have either Holmes or Drinkwater vice captain or captain in this one. Manly against the Storm. So I mean, the only Storm I got is Katoa. I wouldn't want a captain. Roosters against the Raiders. I mean, fuck. I got some juicy Roosters. I've got some juicy Roosters. I mean, Dom Young, Manu. Even Crichton is like a really nice captain option every week, like just his base and potential upside. Obviously Hines, Rabbits, Eels, I'm probably not going to go that deep in. And then, I mean, if I had still had Walsh, I'd probably put the captaincy on Walsh against the Titans. And then, yeah, Dolphins, Warriors, not too much doing there for me. So, like, I don't know, it's a little tricky because, like, I would... If I'm just looking at upside, I'd be like, okay, vice captain, Drinkwater, captain on like Joey Manu, right? But it's a little bit too risky for my blood. I don't mind vice captain Kiraz and then captain on Drinkwater. I mean, Drinkwater hasn't really let me down as captain. He's been a bit underwhelming, but he's still been like involved and doing some good stuff. But oh, is that what I want? But then you've got Nico Hines. Fuck, the captaincies this week are tough, dude. I don't like them. You could go vice captain on Drink. Who can I even loop? Let's have a look at who I would even want to loop as well. So obviously we can loop Armstrong, but we would have to drop. We'd have to drop one of our fucking gun center wings. So that's probably not worth it because like any one of these guys can go massive, and it's like, who the hell do you drop? It's a very tough call. So I don't really want to drop any of the center wingers. And then we can drop a second rower. Or we can't drop Robson. He plays too early. We could drop... I guess we could drop Lane. Okay, we could do that. Depending... Okay. Maybe. Depending how it goes... Okay, when does Lane play? He plays pretty late. And then the Titans play late. I guess it doesn't really matter too much there. Yeah, the big one is Lane. So if we started Lane, right? So we'd still get Fermore's score. Obviously, we'd need a big vice captain because we're probably going to have Gagai as our lowest score potentially. I don't know. I think maybe this week, fucking just don't even worry about vice captain. Just chuck the captaincy on Hines. I don't know. I'm a little bit torn. I'll have to think about it more. I'm a little bit mind flooded with the captain options this week. But before we kick off, like I said, let's have a quick look at the buys. So once again, round 13. round 13. I mean, round 13, we are absolutely covered. We won't count Robson. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We got 16. Brother, we got 16. We have 16 players for round 13 already. Like, we're cruising. We're definitely cruising for round 13. Round 14, though, again, okay, so there's not going to be no Raiders. So, fuck, dude, we're going to be a little bit, it could be a little tricky round 14. Okay, so let's just make a team as we would for round 14, just the way it is now. So hoping everyone backs up, I guess, obviously. So no Roosters. So take out Terrell May, put in fucking Sam Hughes, that's fine. Take out Crichton, put in Fermor. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Again, we'll assume Hines backs up. That's fine. Yeah, it's I keep trying to remember. It's Dolphins, Raiders, and Roosters. So I mean, we got no Dolphins, and we only got one Raiders. So we're actually okay. We're actually okay for round 14, I think. Take out Manu, put in Blaze. Take out Dominic, put in Armstrong. Still pretty good. Anyone else there? No, that's good. Drinkwater, Iro. Obviously no Manu. And then we can play Iro. We can play Tigers. Yeah, Galvin. No Smithies. Brayley. Yeah, Brayley plays the backup if needed. And then, yeah, honestly, actually, we're pretty good for round 14. We're actually pretty good for round 14, all things considered. Because I'm probably going to be looking at getting, yeah, like I said, maybe someone like we don't need to get like Preston in round 13, but maybe get Preston in round 14 because he plays 14 as the backup and then he plays 16, 17, which is nice. Well, there's going to be other guys that we maybe look to bring in round 14. Like who? I'm trying to think. And even like a Crichton, like I said, maybe Crichton is a trade out. Maybe Crichton's a trade out, so we won't have to worry about him. There's some, yeah, we're actually okay for round 14, which is good. Let's have a look at round 16 quickly. So 16 is a little tricky. I will be honest. I think 16 is a little tricky. So Curran, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're not going. Well, we'll count Smithies because if we're trading Smithies, it will be to a guy that's playing 16. So we will count Smithies. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Brooks. Yeah, we'll count Brooks because again, if I'm trading him, it's going to be to either Hughes or Wishart, so he'll play the bye. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we'll have 11 as it stands, and again, we'll probably trade Gagai. We're going to trade Gagai to someone who plays the buys. So there's 12 there. That's actually pretty good. It actually is pretty good. And then round 19. Fuck, round 19 could be tricky. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, Storm don't play 19. So yeah, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's not too bad. Actually, it's not too bad. Like having 9 for round 19 as it is like right now, that's actually pretty good because again, round 19 you're going to be looking at trading a bit anyway. Trading in guy. Well, I don't know. Round 19. Are there many players that I even want? again, that's the thing. You don't want to be trading in a bunch of guys that are just going to be sort of shitters, and you want to trade out straight away. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe round 19 is the round that you just sort of have to cut it a little short, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with. We don't even know what happens with Origin and all things considered. But honestly, I'm feeling pretty good about everything. Like we're definitely going to cover the buys at the moment. Again, that's like, I mean, the first buy was like worst case scenario with everyone playing Origin like Robson. We're so covered for round 13, it's embarrassing. And then the other buys, like, obviously injuries, suspensions, like, things happen, but other people are going to face the same issues. So we're looking pretty good. We're actually looking pretty good. So that's the preview done. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. Like I said, I still have to decide vice captain and captain, my fucking arch nemesis every week. I just hate it. I hate the fucking captain system in this damn game. But we'll decide, and then I'll have to decide if I'm going to go Brooks to Wishart this week, or if we wait till after the bye and trade Brooks to Jerome Hughes. I don't know. I think I'm leaning towards Wishart because I want the money. I want the money to be able to go and get some big guns in, or like at least one big gun in round 13. But although again, we don't need the number for round 13. So that's the thing. If Edwards, I've got so many players. Like, do I really bring in? Do I really trade in Edwards in round 16? Round 13. I got so many players as is, so I don't know. We'll fucking work it out, but I don't know. We don't need to trade anymore for round 13. It's fine. It's dandy, but yeah, potentially we got a couple of stinkers in round 13. Well, Smithy's okay, but I mean Sean Lane could be a bit of a stinker. I mean, hopefully Piers Paul actually plays 80 minutes. Sam Hughes won't be the best. Liam Henry, obviously not great. So we got a couple of lower echelon guys, for sure. So yeah, it wouldn't hurt to bring in a higher upside guy as well. It's not just the numbers, it's obviously more importantly the quality of the player. But yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the content. Make sure to like and comment. I'll see you guys in the next one.